Hello， 听得见吗？有在说话的，就是有点卡，对，其实我刚才说了好多话，但那个叫什么 YouTube 那边就是声音一直没有传回来，还好刚才有人提醒我正在紧急的，就是把它给整修一下。Hello， YouTube 听得见我说话吗？ 稍等，我正在联系一下这个几位印度朋友，看一看他们什么时候能够上线。Hi, good evening, sir. Hi, good evening.
Hey Lucas, can you hear
I
me?
can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What about you?
Sorry, I can't hear anything from you.
Now?
Yeah, I can hear you right now. Great,
Clear?
fantastic.
It's clear, right?
It's just there's some latency here. Wait a second.
I have asked my daughter also to join me. Can you hear me? Now I am not able to hear you. No, I cannot hear you. No. You want me to put headphones? I'm not able to hear you. I can just see your lip moving. And you know about Zoom meeting, right? It will allow you only for 40 minutes. No. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, now you're audible.
Okay, I'm audible.
You know, it would be good on a computer, on the laptop speaker. It's very clear.
I understand that, but it's just I need to record this one, and I also need to record this one, at the same time. So it's a little bit
I
annoying.
also put my GoPro behind, so GoPro is on. So now I can.
Yeah, you can place your GoPro towards you so that it can record you talking.
It's already there. I've asked my daughter also to join.
Oh, fantastic. Let me
So
see.
she has her perspective.
About what?
The questions with her, and she would also like to, give her perspective.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, I'm recording it right now.
But you
Yeah.
just remember one thing, Lucas. This meeting would be only for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's enough. But for the peer-to-peer Zoom call, there's no time limit. It's just for uh, how to say multilateral Zoom call. Yeah, let me try to switch.
I guess people are asking that is there any password for the meeting? Just reply on chat.
There's no password. No password. I just bought this yesterday, so I'm still trying to figure out, how to use this one.
It's what, GoPro 9?
It's DJI Osmo Action.
Oh,
I mean, it's cheaper, so that's why I bought this one.
I have a GoPro 7 Hero.
GoPro 7. But the problem is that only GoPro Hero 9 has the front screen. I mean, it's very important for vlog.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have already switched to, the front camera, which is, at least I can see myself. Let me see how to,
Give me a minute.
Hi.
Hi, Sayan.
Hi, Nirmal.
Hi, Lucas. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just, trying to figure out, the technology stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you? You're at home, right? I can tell from your background.
No, I'm in a hotel.
Oh, in a hotel. Where? Where is it?
It's in Saket. I'm in Sheraton.
Oh, I know it. I know. Last time I think last time when I went to Delhi with Palavji, and I think we lived in that hotel too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I can check out. Sorry, I just vacated my flat and then I'm heading home
Oh, great.
because we'll be continue working from home. I think for rest of the years.
I think maybe you're right. Who knows? Currently, here in my city, in the southern China, we're also facing scattered cases here. Yeah,
Okay.
it's there was a case yesterday, which is just 1 kilometer from where I am.
Oh,
So it's a little bit scary.
it is.
Mm-hmm. How to take a video? Let me see. I need to Google how to take a video. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. So let's. I'm still trying to connect to Adeline, that girl. I'm trying to figure out when she can join us.
Okay.
Was someone speaking?
So once we will start with record, but just for backup.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good.
So you are, how may I call you?
I'm Ananya.
Anandia.
Yes.
Okay, great. So tonight we will have two girls. So another one I'm going to introduce to you is called Adeline. And she is Indian-born Chinese. How to say? Chinese-born Indian, Indian-born Chinese. I mean, yeah, she is authentic Indian, but her background is Chinese, and she is currently studying in Xi'an, pursuing her doctoral degree, medicine degree. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
She's not here yet?
I think she is coming towards us very soon. Let me call her.
Okay.
Yeah, she is a little bit worried about her look, so she just took a shower and maybe she's busy, drying her hair or whatever.
I got to very fast.
Yeah.
As fast as I could.
Yeah, calling her right now. So is everybody's camera ready, just like me? Okay, fantastic. Adeline, you need to come to us. Come to us. Oh, I think she's here. Hi, Adeline.
What's up?
Hi, wow, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. You look good too. It's so refreshing to see you.
Oh my god. You just finished your shower?
Yeah, I just came back and I showered and here I am joining you guys.
Yeah, I can see your beautiful, lip color.
Thank you. Look at, oh my god.
Yeah, so look at me. This is the look when when you were busy for a whole day. That's what you will look like.
No, this is the look when you were busy for a whole day and yet you're excited to, take on.
Yeah, so you were in the hospital
Yes,
in the
yes,
daytime?
Yeah.
Oh. So this is the look when you're busy with all those, small gadgets, small, technology gadgets. I can see, there are several devices by my side. A no, this one, a laptop, an iPad, a GoPro, yes, a phone, two phones, okay? One phone for the Chinese YouTube, one phone for YouTube. Yeah, I got so many devices here. Yeah, it's oh my god, such a long day for me.
It's okay, here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So is your iPhone ready?
Yeah, so what do you want me to do?
Just point at you, just like this one. Start recording and point at you, and record you talking. Yeah, just like last time, I record this video and then share with me via OneDrive, and yeah, I will collect all of the footages and then reuse them, and concentrate all those key points into one short video, because I am quite sure that the quality in YouTube and Bilibili is not that good right now.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Okay, so shall we start? Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so I need to introduce myself first, and I'm Lucas, and I was working with Palavji for 2 years in Mumbai, and he is my colleague. And then we have Adeline here. Adeline was studying in China, pursuing her medicine degree, and currently she is in Hyderabad, working in a hospital, right? And we really need to appreciate her hard work in the past few months, working in the hospital. Keep her some. Woo! Yeah, thank you so much for your hard work. And we had Siam here. So she is one of my friend who is a LGBT activist. Can I say that? Yeah. So yeah, and she is currently in Kolkata, which was the capital city in the British India era. And it's also a very big city in India, but I guess most of my followers in China have never heard about this city, but it's a very beautiful city. And that Kolkata is in my must visit list. Yeah. And then we have Nirmal here, and he is Siam's friend, and he's currently in Delhi. So we have friends from Mumbai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Delhi. So I guess that this talk would be very interesting, combining the huge difference between the north and south of India, similar to China. I guess Adeline can tell a little bit about her experience back in China later. And so I guess I have already shared. No, I should say that I have already collected a few questions from my channel, and many of my followers are very interested in a lot of topics about India. And I have already shared this list with you guys yesterday, I guess. And I think let's go through them one by one, and maybe later we can check those comments in the live talk, and we can answer them one by one. Okay. So half of the questions are actually about the COVID situation 2 months ago in India. Because as you know, the second wave is actually a little bit different from the first wave, especially considering and how the government was dealing with this pandemic. So shall we start? Let's start from Adeline, okay? Because you were working in the hospital, I guess. You have you witnessed what this pandemic was like a few months ago. So could you please share your experience with us?
Well, it's already hard. So as a medical doctor or as a person who is working in the hospital, it's obviously it's not that surprising because it's not cool. You always have something else going on in the hospital. You always got high kids, dying. The reason why it got spread to like a different level this time is probably because of the infrastructure that was lacking or maybe and a lot of things. And not just like one single hospital, but like a lot of hospitals across India. I mean, we can't deny the fact that you've got really good doctors in the country. We can't deny the fact that we do have really good medicine in the country, and the country does produce a lot of their own medications and just how they are doing anything but one very different from the last time I was telling you this, you were not aware. I think this is the response of India to the first wave was so awesome that people forgot that they actually wanted to do like that. Like they really started going mad screaming, oh my god, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, so they're in the bar sharing their drinks. And the next thing you know, in a month's time, they're having increase in the COVID cases. So I think that's what went wrong, really.
So you meant that it's actually people didn't pay much attention to this second wave. So, okay. So how was it in the hospital actually? Is it really that busy?
Hospital is obviously really busy, and our working hour has from 8 hours to 10 hours. There is quick job. I'm not here for 7 hours. My parents don't care about me for that long. So yeah, in the hospital, always it's not a good sign actually because I work in a government hospital. People who are very privileged, they go to private hospitals in India. Yes, and people who do not really have, who are in the poverty line or whatever, like under the poverty line, they come to the government hospital. So I've seen people who come and they come along with the family members. The family members don't even have proper masks to, cover themselves up. Somebody's infected. So we know they can pass the infection. and that infection can spread before knowing that a person is already infected. So such scenarios in hospitals that a relative was admitted, and then after 2 weeks, another relative of the same family was admitted. Yeah, it kept happening. You do see such things.
So, were there enough beds in the hospital?
The hospital, so I work in Gandhi, and the Gandhi Hospital in Hyderabad, and we did have enough beds initially, but then of course it started getting filled up, and then there was like you could see in the news channels and everybody was saying there's no bed. But we were honestly trying to accommodate as many as we can. Even if I remember there was a time when there were not enough beds, but we had enough oxygen cylinders. So the patients who were coming in the ambulance, we were actually passing them the oxygen cylinders. So as long as they're on the trolley, they get the oxygen. And if somebody has died in the meantime, we can quickly transfer the body to the trolley and keep the patient there on that bed.
Okay.
So we were doing all that.
Yeah, really good. Very glad to hear that there were enough, ventilators and oxygen there. So, how was the situation in Mumbai? Because Mumbai is the economic center of India. It's a very big city. How was the situation there, Palavji?
See, as I think mentioned, very correctly that the first wave people were actually, well prepared, not from the point of view of anything, but they were, we took the early steps very fast. So the lockdown was, initiated, I think on 22nd of March itself. So everything was in control. But as she rightly mentioned, we became very, very populous. And suddenly we saw that we got in that. But during the first wave, I would say that after the first wave, the second wave, yes, there were some issues with the hospital there because the infrastructure was evident and the regulations were not clear. So we could see that at the peak, there were people who were waiting in queues outside. They had nothing, they were really shifts, they were in cars. You could see, the cars were outside parked and people were, temporarily making the beds and facilities within the cars. So all that happened. But the government was also working, behind that, and I think we could finally, manage that. There were definitely shortages of medicines also. Everything happened and everything was, also at the way. So this is what.
Anything to add?
It was definitely scarier the second time around because by the time people came to realize that this is getting serious, it was too late. And I saw a lot of people get infected easily this time around. Last time I think there was fear, but this time there was no fear, so it got bad really fast. But it's getting better now. Especially Maharashtra in our country was the worst affected both the times. And this time, I'm hoping that it stays fine the third time around if it comes to it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Really, really, really. Because it's so scary. It's such a huge state, and you keep seeing the numbers just increase exponentially. It's a scary sight.
Yeah, but I guess that the situation among different areas of India should also be quite different. So you are living in Navi Mumbai. I was in that area last year. So Navi Mumbai is a very well planned area, and the efficiency of the Navi Mumbai government is actually very high. And there are several private and public hospitals in that area, and Navi Mumbai can actually provide sufficient um, uh, healthcare service to the public. But for other areas, let's say like Kolkata and Delhi, how is the situation there? Siam and Nirmal?
Okay, so I talk about Delhi. Delhi, of course, the hospitals were overwhelmed. If you talk about private hospitals, if you talk about government hospitals, the situations was like really, really bad. People had to struggle to, find oxygen containers, oxygen cylinders, looking for the beds in the hospital. Because Delhi is some, I think although people live in a very small house, but they do have money. So they had money, but they could not even, despite of having that, kind of wealth with them, they could not save their loved ones. And
Obviously, private hospitals took a lot of advantage out of this situation. They had charged extra money to the patients. They like there are a lot of people like from a previous organization and some of my friends who had who got admitted in the hospital and they really had to struggle to find a bed. Sometimes the patients are they are calling for the ambulance. The ambulance is coming to pick up the patient, and by the time the patient is picked up from the home, they're getting called from the hospital saying that the ICU bed is gone. So, and it was obviously so much influence politically also. People with influence, they were getting beds, and people who have no contacts or nothing, not that sort of thing. So it was like really bad. But yes, through the Twitter SOS messages, Instagram verified, we were trying to help people find medicines, oxygen.
Yeah, people are trying to help each other. So how were you get infected, and how are you feeling right now?
So, Lucas, I have no clue how did I get infected. I think it was started from the first floor. So I stay in an apartment which is a three-story building. So I think it started from the first floor. A woman got it, and obviously I would not blame her. I don't know because I also used to step out to buy some grocery and like. But whenever I come home, I sanitize myself. I sanitize my mobile, my wallet, myself. I will not use the same clothes which I am, which I am used to. I will keep my shoes.
Yeah, so actually this is the tricky part of this virus. You don't know where it came from, and you also don't know whom you're gonna infect, right? Yeah, it's quite tricky. So how about Kolkata? How was the situation there?
Yeah, Lucas. So it's been almost like 8 years I have been in Delhi. So Kolkata is like, came into picture for last 1 year when the work from home started. And I moved to Kolkata like last September. So yeah, it was very heartbreaking to see the kind of condition it was in Delhi because in every minute there were like four fifth persons were dying. That was the kind of situation in Delhi during the peak of the pandemic. In Kolkata situation was quite stable. If we were like comparing with all other metros like Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi, but yeah, in Kolkata there was a political, thing going on. We had our state elections. So every party, like our state party, our central party, everyone was just rallying here and there, and not at all looking into the or at all considering the the severeness or the adverse effect of this virus. They were completely ignorant of the public health. So it was very heartful to see such kind of things which were like undertaken by the leaders of our country. So it was very bad. Due to that thing, I think Kolkata saw the spike in the cases, but it never went up to like Delhi or Mumbai's level. So thankfully, our chief minister just tackled it quite tactfully. And right now, in present day, in current days, so the vaccination is also like the highest, like amongst the states in India and West Bengal. So that's another good thing. But the thing is like as Adeline and Nirmal like very rightfully mentioned that we belong from the privilege, an aspect of the society, and we can afford the private hospitals expenses and all, but who cannot? They were like suffering the most. That was the most the most vulnerable people were like suffering from the second wave so much because the hospitals were running out of beds. There was no such kind of health infrastructure. Like in last 1 year, the government has done nothing in terms of like providing the good infrastructure. So I was just checking one of the studies which the Vox media conducted in last month. So they just conducted that why India
identified that there were only 36 oxygen plants all over India that function right now. And during the second wave, when Goa hospital, that the incident first, occurred in Goa. So one of the hospitals just ran off the oxygen. So then, it was I think 12th of March that incident happened. And since then, government promised to build up 166 oxygen plants across country at pan-India level, but only 33 has been on place. So the statistics are like gruesome.
Yeah, so I think the number is there, and everybody can see from the news. But I think there's actually Kerala. From my knowledge, I heard from the news, Kerala was being regarded as a great example to defeat the second wave COVID, because the Kerala government was well prepared to prepare the ventilators, oxygens in their warehouse, so that when the second wave comes, they're well prepared. They have enough healthcare service to provide to the public. And as we all know, India is actually the most important power to provide vaccine. Regarding the COVAX program led by WHO, providing vaccines to all those developing countries in Africa, America, Asia. So I think vaccine is a very important step for us to defeat the COVID virus. So how was your vaccine experience in the past 1 year? And just tell us. Shall we? Because I heard that Palavji was actually the first one to get vaccinated here. So can we start from you? How was your experience to get vaccinated in Navi Mumbai?
Lucas, the government was very prompt to launch the COVID app and the IoT app. These are two apps which were there. And initially, when they started, they mentioned it very clearly that you need to get registered on that app, on that application, and against like any of your ID proofs, whether it's a passport or Aadhaar card or a PAN card, and then you get a registration number along with that, which is a beneficiary ID, and you have to go there on the scheduled time and date. So I was fortunate to get that in the beginning, because it was just very first 19 days when the government declared. So on 19th of April, I could get the schedule, at Apollo Hospital, which is one of the best in Navi Mumbai. And I reached there on time, and I could see there were a lot of people, but the entire process was managed pretty well. They were taking people inside in batches of 10, and I think within 2 hours' time, I was out. I took the vaccine. It was Covishield, because I was very clear, the availability of the Covishield was also there, and maximum masses had taken that. So the whole process was good. I came back happily, and there was a jab pain, which is quite normal. But fortunately, I did not have any other side effects, which were like. But I'm sure, she's going to give a different picture to you.
Yeah, what is the different picture here?
My experience was exactly the opposite of that.
Really?
It was bad. Mine was bad. So we went, me and my friend, we went to get the vaccine together. We got a slot, and we unfortunately had to wait in the sun for 4 hours before we could, get inside.
Is it still in Apollo Hospital, Navi Mumbai?
This was, it was actually held by Apollo, but it was not in their premises. It was somewhere else. It was like what do you call it? A camp. Yeah, it was like a camp. So they did it in another college, and I think their administration was a little poor, because we had to wait a really long time to get the vaccine, and it was easy. I mean, the process is easy, but the people around, they made it a little complicated for us, and the pain for me was bad. It lasted me a while, 3 days, and the
You mean the pain on your...
the jab, the
Uh-huh.
when they jab you, it hurt. For me, it hurt terribly, and that didn't get any symptoms at all, which was.
But you don't have any physical symptoms like a dizzy
I
or...
did. So I had aches for about 3 days, and I got a really high fever, and I got chills the night after the vaccination. But that's about it. I mean, I recovered pretty fast, and now I'm fine, all good.
Great,
So
great.
now
I mean,
I'm just scared for the second dose, but okay, we will we will push through.
yeah. But I think at least the hospital and the government, tried every method to speed up the vaccination process and provide as many vaccines to the public as possible. I think at least that's a piece of good news to us. So, Adeline, when did you come back from China? Last year?
Yeah, last year around Feb, I was back home.
Around February. Okay.
Yeah.
So you,
Actually, that was the last flight from China to India.
oh, yeah. So because you are being on a hospital staff, I guess you should be the first group to get vaccinated, right? How was that experience?
The irony of life. I'm not vaccinated, guys.
You are not vaccinated,
No.
but you're working in hospital. Are you fearing of that?
No, I'm obviously not afraid to work because the thing is, I just through this, if people are actually listening to us, I want them to know to not be afraid. A, because your mind needs to be strong, right? Second, I'm obviously afraid that if I will be infected, I might pass on the infection to people without knowing. But then, the people who are actually who can be damaged on like a greater number on a larger scale. For example, I'm young. I feel I'm not immunocompetent. I'm healthy, right? Even if I've had coronavirus or if I get infected, it's it's just another flu, and I'll get through. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally understood that.
According to studies, according to our experience, we are not. I am not under that circle of high risk. I'm not in the high risk group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but that is not a good reason to not get vaccinated. I really want all of y'all to get vaccinated. Whoever is listening to me, hey, go get yourself a jab. Yeah. But I haven't got time, honestly. I actually booked my slot for not last week, but like a week before that. It's just that I'm too involved in COVID and mucormycosis patients that we don't really have time to go. Because the timings of vaccination is that morning 8 to 2 o'clock, whatever. And especially if you're in the government sector, people are rude, right? They don't like to talk to you properly. They're just like 2 o'clock, we have to go out there for lunch. Okay, let's go for lunch. Then we go at 4 o'clock, they're like it's closed, whatever. So I don't really have time right now, but I'll definitely go back and get my first shot.
But I guess because you're working in the hospital, you say that you're not in the high risk group. But I think you.
No, I mean, when I say there are chances of me getting infected, yes, 100%.
Uh-huh.
But is it the chances of it being fatal to me? It's really, really low, right? I mean, I don't know why. Maybe because it's a pandemic, it has become such a huge thing. Not saying people have not lost lives. I'm not saying people have not lost relatives or family members. Yes, they have. But if you read the data, I mean, you will understand why, when they're already compromised, like the system is already compromised and there's something happening more, then it's natural for you to, pass away or whatever. But then, yeah, I am working in a high risk condition. The chances of me dying of it is
Yeah, I got your point. But at least you need to get fully equipped, right?
yeah. So working with PP kids is not that easy, guys. I mean, of course, everybody knows that. So I don't want to jinx myself, but I keep telling everybody. You know how my family members they keep getting calls from Delhi because I'm basically from Delhi actually. And we keep getting calls from Delhi that, oh my God, so and so person died, so and so person died, and then everybody keeps asking me, are we all going to die? So that is not the question. I think so. I tell them y'all should be motivated by me because I wake up every morning. I go to the hospital. I do the essentials. I wear my face shield. I wear my gloves. I see the patients. They are in very close proximity. Sometimes I speak to people who are not even completely covered. They're not wearing their mask, and I'm the only one who's wearing my mask. And when I'm doing this, and it's been more than 8 months since I've been working in the COVID wards, and if I'm healthy right now, so far, just maintaining those things, coming back home, showering as soon as possible you can, trying to eat healthy, be healthy, vitamin C tablets, just take them. Make sure you take enough sunlight. You're doing your yoga as a normal exercise. Then you're good to go. So I tell my family members, I'm supposed to be a motivation. Don't
Yeah,
let people
so-
call you and say somebody's dead.
So from the cases currently in Guangdong province, we can tell that even if you are vaccinated, you are not 100% protected from this virus. You can still get infected. Yeah, so it's very important to put on your mask and take showers and maintain physical using physical measures to keep you safe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people know, but then it's not important for you to cover your entire body. It's just this part. Make sure your eyes don't get any droplets in and your nose and mouth. You're good for life. Trust me on that.
Yeah, great. Got your point. Yeah. So, Siam, how was your experience?
Yeah, my experience was also very good. I also got registered on the COVID app with the identification numbers and all. And then my office actually, conducted the vaccination drive. So I just got my first jab from my office. So it was very swift, very efficient. So my parents just got their first jab in April. So they are about to get their second by this month, by the end of this month. So yeah, so everyone in my family is got vaccinated. So that's that's
Good
the first
news.
thing. And yeah, so that's how. And yeah, I also faced some physical uh, like distance after got vaccinated. So those post vaccines trauma you can say, or the symptoms. So I got fever, I got chills and all. I had a little bit of body ache and all. So that was the kind of condition. But yeah, I just got over it within like 1 or 2 days. So now the vaccination drives are like really moving so smoothly in India.
Mhm.
And yeah, I would also say that everyone should go and get themselves vaccinated. That's the
Yeah, it's not just for you, it's for the whole family, for everybody around you,
yeah,
for
it's
their
for the whole
safety.
family.
Yeah. So Nirmal, how was the situation in Delhi?
Situation in Delhi is good. I would say the vaccine drive is happening really nice. The chief minister working with central government a lot and ensuring that it happens in school campuses, in the vaccination drive, like drive-through vaccination. They have introduced you. So this is happening really now smooth now.
Okay, fantastic. So I guess we have already finished half of our talk today. So can we like take a 2-minute break because because the remaining time for our Zoom call right now is only like 3 minutes left. So I need to give you another link and there's another 4 questions left. I will send you another link and let's take a 2-minute break. Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, bye guys.
Yeah. I will give you a link later.
Recording stopped.
Hey,
Hi, me.
long time no see.
Yes, I just saw you a while ago.
Let's see.
How's it going, Lucas?
It's going good. Were you recording?
I was recording and I was not recording.
Okay. You can start to
I'm
you
happy.
can
I'm
start to
happy
record
with you.
right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have Chinese viewers too? Should I say hi,
大家好, but let me check if is there like any comments below it. It's so busy. I need to check 2 phones, one YouTube, one Bilibili.
Even if there's one person out there on Bilibili, 你们好, I mean 你好.
Yeah, maybe so we have already talked about this, right? So let's see, maybe after this talk we can have another one talking about the multicultural study experience both in China and India. I have one friend a female friend who is studying software engineering in Hyderabad right now, and next time we can invite her to join us. It should be a lot of fun. Okay, we need to, where is Siam? Okay, let me start to record.
Recording in progress.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you again. So, yeah, so the following questions are actually a little bit tough and a little bit, sensitive. Okay, are you ready to start? Okay, so the first question is about the caste system, 种姓制度. So this is a very extremely heated topic in Chinese internet community. I just don't know why, but the popularity is there. Everybody, even if he knows nothing about India, but he definitely knows caste system. Yeah. So here is the question I collected from my followers. In your knowledge, does caste system still exist? Have you ever talked to or worked with a Dalits or the so-called untouchable person before? So I think let's start from Palabji, because you're in Mumbai. Dharavi is in Mumbai, right? Can you get a little bit closer?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah, so I'm saying the first thing is that Dharavi doesn't necessarily mean that, it's a place where you have untouchable or Dalits living there, it's nothing like that. And caste system, yes, we also studied when we were in school. We studied, what is caste system, and then it was abolished, everything. But as an experience, we never had, because we have always lived in a metro, and it was a cosmopolitan environment, and we never ever felt that, okay, this person is from a lower class, so we don't need to interact with him, and we don't need to touch him, or we cannot eat food at his place. So nothing of that sort. So I can only say that, I have never, in spite of reading about all this, I've never experienced or had any such experience.
So in your knowledge, that term exists in the book. So how about the little girl? Have you ever, experienced with the, how to say, people from different castes?
I not had a personal experience ever, but definitely I have read a lot and I have seen people go through, discrimination still. We're in the 21st century and that should be the last thing that, people have to still go through. And even though we live in, we live in a city and, um, they say that there isn't anything like this, and that the caste system has been abolished and there are certain laws to protect people as well from the minorities. But it is very much still prevalent in the country. I haven't had an experience yet because, I've lived my entire life in a big city around, people just like me. But I've definitely heard, unfortunate incidences, and I know for a fact that we haven't fought it completely yet. There's still like a long way to go.
So I think it's the same everywhere in this world. The old concepts still exist in the countryside or the so-called developing areas. That's why young people always want to go to big cities because they are able to touch the latest concept of ideas in the big cities, and relatively less discriminations are there in the big cities. Yeah.
India is not fully developed yet. As a country, India is still developing. And there is a long, long way to go. Like, when you go to smaller cities and when you go to these villages and, towns and villages that people haven't even heard of, there is still these old practices going on. And it is very hard to fight it because you need to educate people and it takes a lot to, reach those people in the first place. But I really, really hope that, as we're growing and, my generation, I really hope that we can do something about this.
Yeah, definitely. So, Adeline, how was your experience?
Okay, well, personally, I have not experienced anything as such. In fact, you see a lot of people who are working for you. You never hear these things coming out really, but then suddenly you hear so and so person wants to get married to so and so person, but the family is not accepting because they come from different castes. That's when I really hear it that okay, now here, now people are talking about caste. Otherwise, personally, I have not really experienced anything as such.
Okay. So Sayam and Nirmal? Yeah. So how about your experience?
Frankly speaking, I have actually seen this because I was born and raised in not a tier 1 city, but into a tier 3 city, where me myself belong to scheduled tribe. So I have felt it in my school, I have felt it in my college, and I have seen people, doing discrimination. And the thing is that even though I am as good as in my education with the upper caste person, I would always be told that you are belong to a lower caste community, and then you're privileged because you have a cutoff mark on your exam or cutoff mark to pass on, MBBS or engineering and all that stuff. But my father, he used to always tell like his fellow friends, like I would make my son or daughter sit next to your son and daughter, and we'll give them maths problem to solve, we'll give them physics problem to solve. We'll see live that who's doing good. So my father was very very particular about all those things. So uh, yes, but we all full now.
Yeah. I can tell that,
Yes,
for the older generations, the influence of the caste system was still there. But for the younger generation, the influence is actually, being decreased, right? Yeah. So Siam, how is your experience?
See, Lucas, so in terms of caste and discrimination, I have not faced something like, caste related discrimination. But yeah, as I belong from the LGBTQIA community, so I have faced like, serious taunts and different kind of, mockings and different kind of things like, words, names, so in my school. So I I will continue with the Nirmal's, when Nirmal left, that the caste system is really very prevalent in some of the parts of India. That it's very hard to see first. And one thing Pallav also mentioned, that there is no relation between this, your economic status and being from a backward caste. So, being from a lower caste. So, you can be a rich person, but you can belong from a very low caste in the society. And for that reason, you might, face severe kind of discrimination. And it's prevalent in, those small cities as well as in the rural areas, not in the cosmopolitan cities, because we live in, cities, so we do not face such kind of caste discrimination. So I have not seen that, but there are level of discriminations around the world, and India is not above that. So there are various levels of discrimination you face every day on the basis of your gender, sexuality, caste, creed, color. So and there is I belong from Kolkata, so I was born and raised in Kolkata. So I got to see the kind of discrimination northeastern people face in our mainland. I mean, so the people who belong from Manipur, people who belong from Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, they were facing severe kind of discrimination and hatred. They were told "Are ye to China hai." I mean, he or she belongs from China and he or she belongs from Japan. So this is very 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 pathetic to see. I studied in Delhi, and I studied in one of the tier one colleges in Delhi. So it's as per IITs and IIMs. So even there, one friend of mine, he was from Nagaland. So he was being called as Japan. I mean, what was that? I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean,
I was being
was
called Momo before while I was in Mumbai.
So these kind of discriminations are there. So I think the discrimination is it's being transitioned over time. It's from caste to different kind of other sects, because people are not getting the caste system right now that much prevalent in cities and all. So they are discriminating you in other ways.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
from
not
from
only
what you
prevalent
from
in
what you
caste.
said, I can tell that the stupid people around the world share some similarities, right? So they always
Yeah,
think
exactly,
that they
exactly.
belong to a small group and they are privileged. Just one very small job, even in Shanghai, one of the biggest cities in China, the people living in the downtown even discriminates people living in the countryside. Yeah, so you see, those
Yes,
people,
yes.
those people who are inclined to discriminate someone else are actually stupid. They don't know what they are, right? So
Yes.
speaking, you just mentioned that you belong to the LGBTQIA group. So can I say that that is the minority? Can I say that the LGBTQIA group belongs to the minorities? Can I say that?
Yes, it is minority, because most of the people are in closet, so
Mm-hmm.
they do not get the courage, or they do not take the confidence to come out. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone is not privileged like me, that
Yeah.
their family
So
and
from
friends.
my experience, while I was in Mumbai for the past 2 years and a half, actually I felt that I belong to the minorities group. I just say that someone called me Momo, someone called, oh, Chinese, Chinese. See, they pointed
Yeah.
at me, into my face, saying that, oh, Chinese, Chinese. I can actually feel the pressure, from people around me. So
So see, you basically belong from China, so you felt bad. So you can imagine that how
Because of people like
our
me who look like this.
how our country people can
Yeah,
feel
why don't
about
you?
that you were being called as Nepali, Chinese, Japan. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, we
They've
should
come
get
up with
over
a
it.
new thing. I think at the other day I was taking a walk in my community and they asked me, hey, are you from South Korea? I think it's because like K-dramas and BTS is becoming really famous. Now they're like, let's leave China and Japan. Koreans can look like this too. So they're like, hey, are you from Korea? And I was actually walking with my dad. My dad says,
And
yeah, but not from South, we're from North Korea. So people were scared.
Yeah, I will tell you a funny incident. Like, people in India, they are not that much aware of all these, South Asian countries. So they will call you from China or Japan. They do not have any clarity that there is like, other countries like South Korea, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, and, other such kind of, where the Mongoloid race is like quite prevalent. The Asian people you will get to see. So Taiwan, so these countries, they are not at all aware. So they will call you like, hey, you are from China or you are from Japan. So
Yeah.
that's also a stupidity. I mean, people do not know.
So, as the minorities in India, so what is it like? So, have you ever faced any uncomfortable circumstances due to your identity? I mean, everybody can belong to the minority, right? So, could you like share your experience with us? So, can we start from Siam as as a part of the LGBTQIA group? Have you faced any uncomfortable moments before?
Yeah, I face these kind of uncomfortable statements and all like almost every day in my life. Like from my office people, like right now I am I am associated with an organization where these kind of statements are like next to commit a crime. So nobody has like that much of audacity or like courage to tell me anything on my face. They might be like bitching around on my back. But in my previous organization, a person like at the director level, he like used to beat me. He used to be like, why you were like moving like a girl and all. I mean, this is a very derogatory statement. You cannot make such kind of statement. And that guy belonged from Mumbai. I mean the biggest city in India. So I mean the thing is like we are conditioned from our childhood to think like that. So we have to change it. I mean our next generation should be more considerate, more empathetic towards these minorities. Otherwise, like it would be very difficult.
Yeah, that's the power. That's the power of education. The next generation can get better with the empowerment of education. So Adeline, so you were telling us a very funny story. So like specifically speaking, so let's from your from your background. So I know Dachan, right? So his family is actually from the Hubei province. So how about you? Where's your family from?
My grandfather was from Guangzhou.
Oh, the Cantonese.
The Cantonese land, yes. But then, they came to India. My parents were born and raised in India. They were educated in India. So was I. So I'm an Indian,
Yeah.
I do not want to say I'm Chinese because I'm not. I was not born and raised there. I have the culture, the teaching of India. I studied Hindi, like I studied in a CBSE school, stuff like that. And then we celebrate Diwali as well, just like any other people. I'm fond of everything that any other Indians are fond of. So it doesn't make me, only because I look a certain kind, yeah, people do comment. So back in Delhi, I was born and raised in Delhi, and back then, now Delhi is filled with a lot of Northeasterners. But back then, when I was born, like 1996, people, like not a lot of Northeasterners were there. So everybody who would look at us would just go, the Chinese are here. Yeah, they were just, yeah. And now that they see a lot of Northeastern in Delhi, so people in Delhi have understood that India has a part, the Seven Sisters, and people can actually look like people from the other side of the country, but they are our countrymen. Right now they're moving, everybody is moving, but I still keep people counter question me that, are you sure you're an Indian? So I'm like, how am I'm telling you I'm an Indian. Now how else do I prove it to you? I mean, so yeah, I do face such things every now and then because I look a certain kind, but it's okay. I think it's a part of like just a small example. When I went to China, they would ask me that, are you a mixed Chinese? Because they're like, you're not as fair as the other Chinese people. You see, when I went to Malaysia, they're asking me if I'm coming from.
Yeah, like in Malaysia, there is a clan like they call it Chindian or something like that, right? I mean, a mix of Chinese and Indian. So,
yeah.
They were like, oh, so you're from Philippines. So every country I go, they probably have another nationality for me. So it's cool. In fact, Lucas, when I went to Shanghai, people even asked me if I'm from Africa. people out there, you just, you can't be hurt by their sentiments. It's okay. They only speak how much they know. They haven't seen enough.
Actually, I do like the picture you share with me in your Instagram. You say that you are very proud of your identity and you want to show to people that I am proud of that. I'm not ashamed of that. So I guess that it's the same for all the minorities. So first of all, you need to recognize who you are. And yeah, so before everybody knows who you are, you need to know who you are by yourself. That's the very important first step. And then once you are confident of who you are, and then you need to tell others that yeah, I am Indian born Chinese, I am LGBTQI group, I am what. You need to tell people that. Just don't be shy and be afraid of who you are. I think that's very important for us to as the minorities. Everybody can be like in the minorities, right? Maybe someone is poor at schoolwork. Yeah, then you can call him the minorities of those who are not good at study. Maybe someone who are not very sporty. Everybody can belong to a group of minorities. Just don't be afraid of that. You just recognize that and live your life regardless what other people are looking at you. Yeah, that's very important. So after we answered all those tough questions, and it's very interesting to talk to from all over India about those tough questions. So the last one is actually very relaxed. So the last one, actually many of my followers are excited about India and also afraid of India at the same time. And from one side, they are very curious about what life is like in India, and they even very curious what life is like in the slum. And secondly, after they heard that so many raping cases in India, actually that is very seldom cases, but I mean the media can play a very important role in teaching people when they don't know that country. So then they became very afraid of this country. So this is a very relaxed question. What is your favorite tourism destination in India, and what is that recommendation reason? So at this moment, you can be the ambassador of the Indian tourism industry. So give us a very proud name, and why do you recommend it? So shall we start? Let's start from Adeline. What is your favorite place that you want to recommend to the followers?
My suggestion could be very biased, and it's because I was born and raised there. I definitely recommend people to go to Delhi.
Mm-hmm. Delhi. What is the reason?
Delhi. I mean, it's a place for the rich. It's a place for the poor. You'll find everything there. Like, there's nothing you will not find in Delhi actually. And in Hindi, there's a very famous saying, "Delhi dil walon ka," which literally means Delhi belongs to the ones who have like huge hearts, large hearts, to accommodate people. So yeah, I love Delhi. I'd love people to visit Delhi. There's everything. There's India Gate. There's Red Fort, and people are very fond of Taj Mahal actually when they go to India. That's just like about 2.5 hours or 4 hours drive. So
yeah. So I guess Delhi should be the very first destination for all the foreigners.
I 100% agree.
Great. Welcome to Delhi. Actually, I was in Delhi like for 1 month, when I first came to India. But to be honest, actually, I love Delhi as long as the air quality there can be better in the future. Then I will I will love Delhi more.
Lucas, you're coming from China. Don't complain about the air quality here.
But in the city where I know you're living in Xi'an, that's kind of actually the worst, the most polluted cities in China. But in the city, in the Guangdong province where I am right now, the air quality here is actually very, very good. Yeah. Yeah. So the next one. Let's say Palapji. What is your recommendation here?
Well, basically, I have a very adventurous version. I love travel, and I love cooking. I love eating. So typically, outside it. I've gone across the world, and just I mean, I'm I'm sure you know that for the last 15 years I have visited almost every province in China. So,
Yeah.
but talking about so you know, God's own country, Kerala, people say that. I would say that that's another place where it's God's country.
So are you a little bit worried about the border conflicts there?
Not at all, because when I went there, you know, I was first thing I wanted to do. I
Can you come a little bit closer?
Mm-hmm. To go there was to make my kids experience, you know, how the soldiers are standing in such hostile conditions there. You know. So I went from Srinagar to Kargil, and Kargil to Leh Ladakh, and that was by road. So and they saw everything, what a tough life it is for people there, because you go there, you see, you know, the first thing is which hits you is the oxygen, because the air is very thin.
Mm-hmm.
And you find that it's very difficult. But so this is what I beauty of that place takes you to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. So next month I will share some pictures of Lake Ladakh or the Pangong Lake from the Chinese side, and I wish one day I can visit that lake again from the Indian side.
So when you go from that side, just give me a call.
Okay, no problem. Deal. Yeah. So anything to add? What is your recommendation?
I've been everywhere he's been. We've been to really nice places around the country. One thing that he didn't mention, Gujarat, Run of Kutch, that was beautiful. We went there 4 years ago, and there's this festival over there where you get to live in tents, and it's gorgeous. The road trip there, it's about how many kilometers?
Is it the desert?
Yes, it is so beautiful. It is gorgeous. You have to, if you come to India, I don't know if it would be happening anytime soon because of the whole pandemic situation. But whenever it happens, one thing you have to add to your list, and that is Run of Kutch and Mumbai. Obviously, I've lived my entire life in this city, and it's a gorgeous city. I haven't explored the whole city like a tourist would, but that is definitely on my list. Taking a local train from like where it starts and up until where it ends, and eating at all the little places that are so famous, from like hundreds of years. I want to do all of those things, so I'm just waiting for all of these things.
Yes, I guess that I can offer some advice to you because I was being a tourist there for 2 years. Yeah, so I almost spent every weekend, wandering around Mumbai city. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
It is, right? I want to explore it like how a person coming from not Mumbai would explore it. That would be fun because it's a beautiful city.
Great. So Nirmal and Siam, don't tell me that your favorite city is Delhi again, okay? I don't want to hear such advice. Give me something new.
Delhi it is not a favorite place, but it is I would say that it's my second home now. So after Mumbai, yeah, I think I have lived and worked in Delhi for about 6 years. Um, years. So and so my friend is here. It's like that. So yes, but yes, as Adeline said, yes, it's one of my favorite.
Give me something new, a different place.
When you live in,
I mean, India has so many fantastic places. There has to be a place that is in your must-visit list, or I mean, in your favorite.
in India, I want to travel to Kanyakumari. I want to travel to Pondicherry.
Pondicherry is in my
Places
must-visit
I
list
have
too.
So South I have not explored much, which I actually want to visit. So these are the two places I want to see. Mumbai, Sri Lanka, Delhi, India, Sri Lanka, Ram Setu, whatever you call it. That I want to see. I want to visit to Andaman.
Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Wow, fantastic! The paradise. Yeah. So how about you, Sayam?
So for me, you should visit, of course, Delhi and Kolkata. And along with that, I would recommend Himachal.
Himachal.
It's like, the untouched beauty. You will just explore every part, every corner of Himachal is like pristine. It's beautiful. So if you are being in Delhi, and Himachal is like, just a night bus journey from Delhi. So you have to be in Himachal. It's very pretty. I mean, anywhere you go to Himachal, it's very, very, very pretty. And another hidden gem in
Himachal is the Tibetan area, right?
So Himachal is a state.
Is a state.
So there the capital is Shimla, Manali. There are so many other small hill stations you can visit, and they have their own culture. We call it Pahari culture. I mean the Pahari culture, which basically the mountain people follow, and so it's very beautiful. They have their own cuisine, they have their own culture, they have their own ways of dancing, they have their own ways of marrying, so wedding and all. So it's very beautiful. And another hidden gem in India is Sikkim. So
Sikkim.
It's bordering China. And so it's like the lake you were talking about, the Pangong Lake in Kashmir. So you should go to Sikkim and just see Kurdongmal Lake in Sikkim. It's beautiful. It's nowhere Pangong Lake catches that view. I mean, I'm telling you, it's very beautiful. But it's at the height of 70,000 feet, which is quite high. So you have to have a good heart, and you shouldn't have the breathing problems because you have to trek there, and a little bit trek. Otherwise, you can go by car. And there's this famous Indo-China border, Nakula Pass. You can visit there. It's very pretty. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So of course, if you are being in Kolkata, so you have to be in Sikkim. So these are the spots, the cities and the spots I told you.
Yeah. So as a foreigner, I really appreciate the advice from all of you guys. I guess that it might took me another 1 year to travel, to all the places you just mentioned. There's so many beautiful places in India. Yeah. Okay. So this I should put a temporary end to our talk today. So how are you feeling about our talk today?
Good.
Is it good? Anything else except then good?
It was nice. Nice to catch up with you all.
Seeing people whom I've never met.
So I guess that everybody has already recorded the talk properly, right?
Yes.
Well, I hope I have.
Oh, you'd better double check that.
Because I keep getting calls, and so I have to connect again. What am I supposed to do?
It's okay. Just share whatever you have with me, and I will edit all of those footages with my magical hands. Let's see what I can do. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, and I guess we don't have much time left. Yeah. So Adeline, let's have another talk later about your studying experience. Oh, who is this? Is this Alice? Is that Alice?
That's Amy.
Oh, Amy. Okay, Amy, do you want to say hi?
Get to the train.
Oh, yeah, the whole family. Yeah. So nice to see you. Long time no see. Yeah.
Okay. Lucas, you better let me know way before so I can accommodate the thing in the schedule, yeah?
Okay, no problem, no problem. Yeah. Thank you guys again for your time today.
It's nice seeing you.
Yeah, dhanyavad, bahut dhanyavad.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you
bye.
for the podcast. Bye. Good night.
Bye,
Good
guys.
night, good night.
Bye. Good night.
Recording stopped.